Hello, Delvin, once again, and how are you doing? And this time, we are gonna talk about the team from the Pink City. That's Jaipur, and that's going to be Rajasthan Royals, the first team to
Yes,
win the
yes,
IPL
indeed.
title.
And one only ever since.
Rightly said. We love to troll, and we have just been trolling since the day. We have our fans from RCB and Lucknow Super Giants and whatnot. Okay, let's not waste time and just talk about Rajasthan Royals as a whole in brief. Apart from the first season, they have been really disappointing ever since. What could have been the main reason for that, Delvin, according to you?
I mean, a large part has to be that they falter on the final hurdles more often than not. In the sense that there have been various points in their seasons, in the previous seasons, where it seemed like they would go past that hurdle, but it wasn't the case. The most obvious case in point being 2022, where they were by far the strongest team in the league stage throughout the course, with
Right.
Josh Butler going great guns. Then you had the likes of
Yashasvi.
Head Yashasvi had just about emerged at that point. But in
Right.
2022, it was the Josh Butler show. But then you had Uzi with the purple cap. You had the likes of Hetmeyer, Samson. Then you had Trent Bolt. All of these firing together in unison, and then they came up till the finals only to falter miserably at the final. So it was kind of a disappointing outing for them. So this time around, even last year, it was a similar stage of their season where Yashasvi Jaiswal was going great guns. But apart from that, there weren't any contributions with a lot of players from the bat or with the ball. And that is why they finished just outside the playoff spots at fifth
Right.
place, I think.
Right.
Yeah, at
Right.
fifth
Right.
place.
They were fit. They were
So
fit.
yeah, they were fifth.
Right.
So that's the issue. Hopefully this time, and you have to put some portion of the blame on the management as well, where they have more often than not tended to make decisions based on emotion and not analytical thinking, which is a problem. So let's see how
I,
this season pans
I,
out.
I guess that has been the case with most of the teams throughout the IPL career since now. I mean, when we see the Punjab Kings, they get into that sentiment and keep on playing the players who should have retired a few years ago. So, that has been the precedent set by a lot of teams. But anyways, let's directly jump on to the team, the squad for Rajasthan Royals this season. I mean,
I
so
think
many
there are quite a
superstars.
few. There, it's not the superstars that have piqued my interest. It's the lesser known lights. A few of them. One of them is Andre Berger,
Oh
definitely, and
yes.
and the other player who I'm very interested in having a further look at is Tom Collar Cadmore.
Oh
Uh, he
yes.
had he had a great T20 blast in England, and he had an even better 100, which is so, and he is very explosive up the top of the order, and time and again he's provided those explosive starts up the order for his team that he's been playing for. I'm very excited to see whether he does get game time. It will be very difficult to get game time considering the quality of overseas options that RR have in their ranks.
Right.
It will be very difficult for him to get game time, but I am hoping that he does get at least 2 or 3 games to showcase his talent and his worth.
Don't you think Tom, knocking on the door, so it puts pressure automatically on Joss and Hetmeyer because those two are gonna be the starters as batters in the team. So Tom coming in and being like, I am also explosive, and if any one of the two, Hetmeyer or Joss falter, Tom might get a chance to prove his credentials.
Yeah,
Even
I
though they
think
also have Robman Powell, even though they also have
yeah,
Robman Powell.
I think Hetmeyer's place is a little bit more under threat compared to Jaws, because not only Jaws is a reliable presence of the order, he's a reliable, experienced veteran in that side, and add to it that he's the white ball captain of the England team. I think it'll
Right.
be very difficult. It'll be very difficult to drop Jaws because of the goodwill that he's accumulated over the past 2 or 3 years with the Royals.
Right.
So if there is anyone whose place is under threat when it comes to Colin Cadmore, it has to
Hetmeyer.
be Shimron Hetmeyer. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's the one spot that he'll be fighting for, because Powell automatically will take his place in that side as an all rounder. So So that is what. So if Collar Cadmore gets a nod in, it has to be at the expense of Hetmeyer.
Before going on to the fixtures, let's have and decide. I mean, we are already looking at the team, but let's decide the probable 11 that's gonna play maximum number of matches this season for the Rajasthan Royals. So, Delvin, you can just start and shoot with the names that you think would
Yeah, I
wanna
mean,
be there.
and the most easiest decision comes in the opening pair. The opening pair for them, which is Joss and Yashasvi. That's an absolute
Right,
no-brainer. And
right.
obviously, I think it's Sanju who comes in at number three, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's
Sometimes,
Joss.
sometimes three, sometimes four, and it depends on the situation.
Yeah. So it's Joss and Yashasvi opening for them. Sanju coming in at three. Rian Parag at four. Then you have Hetty slash Kola Cadmore, and then you have Rovman Powell.
Norman Powell.
Then then that's six. Yeah, that's six. Yeah, that's correct. That's six. Then you have
Six.
your all rounders, whether it's Ash, who himself has shown that he's quite capable with the bat.
Yes.
There have been instances where he's come to open the batting as well. Let's
Right.
not forget
Right.
that. So that's Ash at seven, and then you have your list of bowlers. You have Trent Bolt, you have Yuzi, then you have the likes of either of a Kuldeep Sen or a Sandeep Sharma,
Sunday. Right.
and yeah, and then you have Avish
Yeah.
obviously, yeah,
So, so,
and
so, so you think it's gonna be difficult for Navdeep Saini to make a spot in the playing 11?
he might get a spot. It'll be between Sandeep, Kuldeep, and Avesh. The three
Okay.
pacers will be fighting for one pace, or it could be Sandeep and Kuldeep for one spot, and Avesh and Saini for the other, for the
Right.
two domestic pacers, because both the spinners more often than not will pick themselves with Ash and Yuzi. And then you have your it's the pace bowling, the domestic pace bowling department that requires a choice, and you
Right.
have two places with four bowlers vying for those two spots. So I think it's going to be a tough choice in either side. So there are four pacers, all good pacers in their own right, but only two of them.
Also, don't you think this is the most complete team that we have discussed till now? I mean, they have
So far,
you
yes, they have most
backup
of
for
their bases
every
covered.
position. Backup for every position. Even if Trent Bolt is not firing, now they have brought in what, Andre Berger, and if somehow Yuzi fails to do his trick, they have Adam Zampa.
Zampa. But the Adam
So
Zampa will be a difficult choice to make because you have to sacrifice another overseas
Roman
player to
Powell,
get him in.
right? Might
And,
be
and
Roman Powell.
not to forget Dhruv Jurel coming in as an impact player because he's not part of the 11. He's not
Right.
part of the 11. So obviously he
Uh, you
becomes
know,
an impact player.
Rajasthan just keeps on coming this season. And do you feel this might be the season for them to actually make that stride and prove everybody wrong that yes, they can, take down the big guns and make the big
I
step
mean,
and reach the playoffs.
this has to be the last season, no? Because obviously with the mega auction coming in, it has
They
to
have
be
to
their
prove
last
their
season.
credentials.
Yeah, they have to, that this team can win something because with the quality at the disposal, it'll be a shame that this team doesn't end up winning a title in this season at least because they should have won it in 2022. They couldn't. They should have made the playoffs last season as well. They didn't.
They could.
So this year is as good as a do or die situation for them as it comes because with the way that this team has shaped itself, you have
Right.
to you have to be thereabouts in the playoff picture.
Right. Looking at the fixtures, they're gonna play three at home and one away game, and they're gonna play
Yeah.
against Lucknow, Mumbai Indians, Delhi, and RCB. So, what's the score is gonna be like? I mean, are they gonna win all the four, or there
They are
might be a
either
chance?
going they're either going 3-1 or they're going 2-2.
Okay, so they have to
I'm
lose to Mumbai because
They have a pretty poor record at the Wankhede, if I'm being completely honest with you.
right,
Because last season, despite Yashasvi scoring a magnificent century, they ended up losing that game
losing.
despite scoring 200 plus in the first
Right,
innings.
right,
So, and Rajasthan do have a pretty poor record when it comes to playing at the Wankhede. So based on that, I think it'd be a difficult game for them at Mumbai. So if they're going 3-1, I see them lose against the Mumbai Indians, but I don't see losing against the other teams. But if push comes to shove, I do I do think Royal Challengers would be the one to beat them because they absolutely destroyed Rajasthan in Rajasthan last time out, where they shot them out for
Yes.
59 or something. I think 50
Right.
odd, yeah. So it was
50
that
odd.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my prediction. It's either 3-1 or it's 2-2.
Okay. And last question before we sign off, what do you think of their position on the league table after the 14 matches that
They
they've played?
should make the playoffs. They have to.
I mean, nothing less than that is acceptable for
No,
this team.
nothing. Yeah, anything less than the playoffs is a failure. Definite failure for
Right.
them.
Right. Okay, guys, that's it from this time. And I guess only three teams remain now. And just in 3 days, we're going to finish off this session. And then the festivities of IPL is going to start. And I guess you guys all are, excited as we all are. Dylan, aren't you excited? Because,
I
we're going to
am. I
have,
am. I am. Absolutely.
yeah, we're going to get that 60 days of, cricketing festivities that help us be active in the summer months.
Yes, precisely.
So, ठीक है then, tata bye bye. Keep subscribing, keep following, and keep commenting, keep sharing. Sayonara.